And we are live.
We are live. Give it a minute to let some people enter the space with us.
People are already commenting. How long have I been live? 15 seconds. Holy shit. Let's get this party started.
Let's get this party started. Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Say hello if you're here. I see 7 eyes watching me, but nobody's saying hello. So say hello.
Stalkers, creepy.
Right.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Consciousness Lab. I am Consciously Erin, and I am here with my wonderful friend, Melissa, and we are going to leave the space open for conversation. We're here to lift and inspire each other, raise the frequency, vibration, and all the good feels. I am a frequency and clarity coach. I work through frequency. Side note, I recently did a live broadcast with my friend Maureen, who does human design, and she did my chart for me. And frequency was the name of the game. Every gate, everything that she was talking about, it was all about frequency. She's like, you are absolutely doing the right thing. So
Oh, how
I am a
fun.
frequency and clarity coach, and I'm here to be fun and have a good time tonight. Melissa, take it away.
Did you, what?
I said, Melissa, take it away.
Oh, shit. I think you might have cut out because I just heard, what? I was like, what? Hi, guys. Melissa Henyon. I am a psychic medium animal intuitive. So I'm also a QHHT regressionist. Is that the way I want to say that? Because I wouldn't really say I'm a therapist, but regressionist. I have, I guess we have lots of social medias. We're paired tonight on YouTube and Facebook. And looks like maybe we have a couple more that we're pairing to. So wherever you're from, welcome in. We're excited to connect tonight and to just have a great conversation. I do want to remind you, hit that like button, hit that share button, bring a friend. This really helps with the algorithm that can kind of mess with us. I notice Facebook is messing with me a little bit. So make sure you hit subscribe no matter which one you're on, Erin's or mine. It helps us both. Okay, more than you know. Than you know. Okay, and it's free.
And it's free. And if you're watching our video later on YouTube in the replay, go ahead and do the cheer. There's like I don't know what it's called. The name is escaping me, but there's this little option that people get where they can do an extra cheer to your video, and it can really help with the reach. So we're here to help out, friends. So please go out, say hello. Hello, Wade. Welcome in. Thank you for the reminder to go out and hit the thumbs up button and turn on all of your notifications. Hello, Yellow Rose, Myra, Faith, Carolyn, Renee. What's up?
Ladies, gentlemen, welcome.
And otherwise.
And otherwise. Crystal, hi, sweet soul.
Hype, that's the word. Hype is the word. You can hype the video on YouTube. And it adds some sort of points to the video, and it will help with the spread of the information. So
hype it.
Hype it.
I feel like Black Eyed Peas song. Hype it.
I was gonna say it sounds like a 90s bebop, right?
Hype it good.
Michelle, good morning, afternoon, good evening. Oh my gosh, I am so lost in time. It is not morning or afternoon. Hello, happy evening.
Happy evening. It's 5 here, so it's definitely evening.
It's 8 here, so.
I'm still ready for sunshine. I still want to ride my horse tonight, so.
Welcome. So you guys, how are you doing? Today's energy, man, I'm telling you, this morning was something else. I could not get started this morning. I got up and took a shower and went back to bed. And then I got up and did a few things and just had no energy. I was very drained all morning. On the Schumann, we've had a lot of release activity, so it could be that coming in. There's a lot going on, you guys. So
I hear tightness in the upper chakras. They pulled me right to the chest area too. Tightness, moving and releasing. So I am clairaudient, so I do receive information from my guides that way, and they'll do it in real time. We'll just be sitting here talking, and I'll just get a download. So I will share as that happens. And if I find myself doing weird shit with my hand, I'm going to look that up too.
I don't know if you can hype a live stream, but you can hype the replay. Ascension exhaustion. That's a good word for it. A good
That
couple
is a
words for it.
great. Yeah.
1
no,
a.m. in England. My goodness. Well, thanks for joining us.
1 a.m. in England.
Is this where the
That's-
party's at? Yes, Wendy.
Yes.
This is where the party is at. How about them aliens, y'all?
Oh, let's talk about them.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm here for it. I have not gone through, in all transparency, I have not gone through very many of the files released by the government. I went through some. I personally, for me, I already know that they're real. So going through this stuff is kind of like, to me, I don't feel like I'm learning anything I didn't already know. That doesn't mean that there isn't information in there that's fascinating, for sure. But I have not gone through a whole lot of those. I have, however, gone down the alien rabbit hole as of lately. I watched the S4 documentary about Bob Lazar and his experience at S4 in Grooms Lake. And I watched Sleeping Dog with Jeremy Corbell, which was also very good.
Okay. I haven't seen that one. I don't know. I've probably seen the first one that you mentioned with Bob.
It just
but I
came
don't
out.
think yeah. Oh.
The S4 one just came out. The one with Bob Lazar, this is the first time that he's the one telling the story. And they made recreations of the craft that he worked on. He talked about the element. He did all kinds of stuff. It was really, really good. I wouldn't say I got any new information from it, but it was really interesting to hear him tell the story.
Yes.
And the Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp are two of my favorite alien journalists. They're wonderful. I will tell you, the Jeremy Corbell documentary is about Jeremy Corbell, and he's not necessarily revealing a whole lot new information, which I thought going to watch it, it was going to be he's revealing new information. So it was still good, but it's about him. It's about him. So.
Well, have you noticed even stuff that's a year old? There used to be a time where if it was a year old, it still felt pretty relevant. But to me right now, if it's even a year old, it doesn't feel super relevant to me anymore because it feels like things are shifting so quick. So much changing.
Yeah. Yes, I'm absolutely going to go watch Disclosure Day next month. I can't wait.
Seen that one either. Where
Disclosure Day?
Seeing reviews for this stuff?
Disclosure Day is a Steven Spielberg movie that's being released next month. You haven't seen anything on this? Do you? Wait, girl.
Well, don't usually watch TV during the day. Sometimes, at night we watch some stuff, but it's usually like I've
But
been
how
watching.
have you missed it on your socials? Literally everywhere. This is a giant movie. This is a huge Steven Spielberg production. Think Close Encounters, but now it's about contact. It's got Emily Blunt in it. It's going to be a fantastic movie.
Oh, I adore her.
And they just released the final trailer for it. And in the final trailer, they interview Steven Spielberg. And he says that this movie, even more than when he made Close Encounters, this movie is
cool.
This is how he feels about stuff like this,
Oh, June 2nd. I got total goosebumps and chills down the side of my head. Okay. So we'll watch Disclosure Day. I wrote it down.
Yeah. It's coming out in the theaters.
Yeah. Wendy says they just put out a commercial. Well, I will have to look for those, or I'll just look it up. A lot of people.
I have to tell you, I'm in shock that you've not heard of it. What?
You're just like, shit. And there's a good chance I've seen it, and my brain is like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, oh, goodness. My astrology for next month. What was it? It says, go deep, then find the words that you're looking for. And I'm like, oh, well, isn't that funny? Because I've been struggling with words. So it's interesting that would come up for astrology for next month.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So if you're a Scorpio, you're going to find your words next month. If you're struggling like I have been. Okay. Put a new commercial, Disclosure Day. Can't wait. Lots of people can't wait. So excited. a lot of people were talking. I was as you were talking, I was kind of scanning over here about their ascension symptoms.
Mhm.
Um, feel like some people allergies are absolutely going to ramp up. Breathing, that's that chest area that's being kind of pulled in right now. Finally broke down about 40
I would also like to remind
percent.
everybody that histamine is also a neurotransmitter. It is not just something that your body produces in an allergic reaction, it is also a neurotransmitter. So when your histamine response is huge, yes, it can be from environmental allergies, and it can also be from your body trying to modulate something in your physical
Yep.
body that is there. Mary, I am reading Facebook. I see you.
What'd she say?
She
Mary.
said, "Are you reading Facebook at all?" I think she's angry I'm not answering her comments or something. So
Oh no.
there's a lot of comments. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm definitely doing my best to keep up with the comments. I can't answer everyone, unfortunately. I'm glad you're here. I am
Really
absolutely
weird. I don't
Facebook
see Mary's
comments
comment.
because she's on my side. She's on my
Oh.
Facebook page, I would
Oh.
assume.
Oh, she might be saying that to me. She might be saying because you said about the words, Melissa, words. You were talking about the movie being released, and I was like, I've never heard of it. She's probably saying that to me.
Ah, got it.
Me,
Okay.
not
Well,
me.
thanks, Mary. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's confusing. So here's the thing. Before we went live, Melissa and I were having a conversation. I'm human, and the last few days, I've had to deal with some
Oh yeah, yeah,
unpleasant things, and
yeah.
it
Little
has
triggered.
has quite honestly made me a little prickly. I'm
Yeah.
doing my best. I am doing my best. I am human, surprisingly. Wish I was more alien, but I'm definitely human. Uh, I'm doing my best, y'all. So
I
I
do.
will apologize up front.
Yeah, it's okay. It happens. These are people that I know, and they know how prickly I can be. So I'm sure they're like, whatever. It's like, they're pretty cool ladies.
I
So
try not to be. It's very hard, just to be transparent. It's very hard when you put a lot of work into something and you're super proud of it and you put it out there for free to people,
for
and
your
the
eye twitched when
comments
you said that.
I mean, people don't realize some of these things that I create and put out there for free take hours and hours and hours and
Yeah.
hours of work. And I do that because I love it and I want to, but it still stings if I put that out there and I get a comment like, "Why does your hair look like that?" What in the hell?
Yeah.
You know? Or
Yeah.
or, "Could you talk softer? Could you talk louder? Why are you inside? Why are you outside? Could you go inside? I don't like it when you're outside. I don't like how you stand. I don't like how you hold it." I mean, come on.
And
You
your
know,
little
like,
your brain is just like, "Shit.
so
Stop."
I was telling Melissa, I think I've reached this point where I recognize that it took me 40 some odd years to cultivate the peace that I now have in my life. I am wildly unwilling to compromise my peace anymore.
Yeah.
So, just fair warning,
Yeah.
if I disappear from, I mean, nobody in here, I don't imagine anybody in here, but
No.
it's just gonna start looking like I disappear from their feed because I'm just done. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm just done.
I
I'm
think
not
that's
gonna
fair.
fight with people. I don't have the energy for it. I don't wanna do it. I'm trying to build a space of love and compassion and support and all this stuff, and it's really hard to do. And I do understand that I get all the stuff. It's projection, blah, 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 blah. I get it. I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But I'm
But
still
you're still
human.
human dealing
I'm
with
still
it.
human. And
Yeah.
so I refuse to compromise my peace anymore.
Yeah. Last night I made the mistake of looking through one of my old posts. I had promoted a post on I don't believe in cord cutting. I believe in healing them. And there's a whole reason I believe in that. So I had made a post and promoted it like maybe 3 weeks ago. And last night actually, I was looking through some of the comments because I hadn't noticed there was like 45 comments I hadn't seen. Well, fudge. I was being called. I mean, this was just a post on cord cutting and healing, and I was being called a demon and a Satanist and a this and a this. There were like 45 comments, and none of them were nice. I was
Right.
like, And it was weird because I was like, well, why isn't that bugging me more than
I'm working on
it should?
getting there. And,
Just like,
most of the days I'm okay.
yeah,
I'm okay with it. It's
yeah,
just the last few days, it's been hot and heavy and
give
all
me
over
big
the place, and
energy.
I just can't get away from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Well, and the people that were calling me a demon and a Satanist and all that, if they really thought I was, would they really come at me if they thought I was using that kind? I mean, think about that. I feel like people just want something to poke because they're frustrated in their own life and there's so much fear there.
I know. I did respond to one comment,
Did you
but all
poke
I
them?
said was I don't remember what they said, but all I said was, "Wow, did it really make you feel better to say that?" Like,
Good for you. Did it? Did they respond?
I don't know know, 'cause I blocked them.
Oh, you bye, bitch.
After the
Oh.
comment, I was like, "Bye, y'all."
Take that shit way the fuck over there.
Right? You know, I like you until you make me not like you, right? And it takes
Yeah,
a
we
lot
don't
to
have to
do
be.
that.
We don't have to
It
be
takes a lot to
shits.
do that, but,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Misery loves company. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Judgment's yeah. Everybody is agree with you, Miss Erin. Good, Erin. We love you. See,
It's just one of those
poke him
things.
with your broomsticks at this one. Do it.
Poke 'em with my broomstick.
Yeah. I've wanted to poke a few people with a broomstick. I didn't. I didn't. Kept my hands to myself.
Right. Yeah.
That's
There's
bots.
a
I
lot
think
of
some of them are bots. I
I
actually
think
do.
there's some that are bots, but some of them are too specific to be a bot.
Yeah. People with
That's
trauma.
okay. Either way, division obviously keeps us separate. It pushes us apart. It
Yeah.
does all those things. Fear is a mechanism of control.
Yeah.
The more fearful you are, the more likely you are to do what they tell you to.
Yeah.
Um, I don't subscribe to this stuff anymore. I'm not gonna do it, and
Yeah.
that's
I
that,
agree.
you know? You know?
I know. I've had my fair share of shit flung my way. It's what it is. So
So
then go now.
so, what you had a subject you wanted to talk about.
Yep, we started talking a little bit about them, and I pulled them up because I had a thing go across my screen saying there were aliens. Well, we all know this, but apparently, and I know you don't like this news source, but apparently Fox News was talking about them. Okay. Oops, where'd it go? It's gone. But they believe that they found 4 different types of aliens. Did you guys hear about this?
Oh, was this the interview with Hal Puthoff or somebody like that? And
I wish
he
I could
said
answer that, but I can't. But they found 4 types of aliens referring to, they're not verified, it says, according to this. Multiple news outlets reported that Dr. Hal Puthoff,
yeah,
that name sounds fake, a
it's a real name,
physicist
though.
with past CIA and Pentagon program involvement, stated that people involved in alleged UFO crash retrieval programs described at least 4 types. The grays, which is oh, I thought you were breathing to talk.
I was breathing.
Woo, thank God. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Grays, small, large-headed, black-eyed beings, commonly described in UFO folklore. Nordics, tall, human-looking. Now, I will tell you, I've had a being that I thought was a Nordic, or I wouldn't say at the time I would have known, but in the description of what they look like, I've had that stand over my bed. I know. I know how crazy that makes me sound. Okay. Reptilians, humanoid beings with reptile like features, sometimes described as shapeshifters. I have had experience with reptilians, insectoid, and mantis. I created a whole report on mantis. Wake, have you ever woke up like this?
Yes. So neurologically speaking, in psychology, I learned that
Yeah,
this is a self-protective measure
exactly.
that you pull it in like this.
Yes, yes. that's also how those mantis. So as soon as they started coming up and we started seeing more stuff about the mantis, um, I noticed that online there was all this documentation on sleeping like this. So I started to kind of dig into that. Because I was waking up like this, and several ladies that follow me on my Patreon, we had a group conference and they were doing the same things. Like, let's dig into that. So, tall mantis like beings with insectoid features. These descriptions come from interviews, whistleblower claims, and individuals
Yeah.
allegedly connected to classified programs. They have to say alleged, don't they?
Yeah. So what I can tell you about that, Hal Puthoff is a real person. He is, his integrity is beyond reproach. He has decades of service behind him, and I actually saw a clip of him actually saying that. So he did say it, but what I heard him say is he did not have direct firsthand knowledge, but he did have knowledge from people who had firsthand knowledge. And the interviewer asked him, "Well, do you believe them?" And he said, "I have no reason to not believe them. These people are trained observers. These people are military specialists. They have no reason to make this up," basically, is what he said.
Yeah.
And he said that he knows of 4. That doesn't mean there's only 4. He knows of these 4 that have made or had some kind of contact, right? What that looks like or what that means, I don't know that we know. Yeah, I'm very into Skinwalker Ranch, right? Like,
Yeah. Are you watching the new one?
yeah. I didn't watch last night. I haven't caught up. So
I haven't yet either. So for anybody who
I
has, don't share.
Travis Taylor, oh my gosh, this man. I love this man. I'm his number 1 fan. And if he ever reads this, Dr. Taylor, I just want to have dinner with you. Like, I want to
She's
sit
married,
down
she's
and talk
happy.
to you. I want to talk about the Rockets, right? Um, I I think things are coming to a head. Like, if you look around, I understand how people can say, "Well, Skinwalker Ranch, it's not real. It's a reality TV show." I beg to differ, friends. If you want to reach the masses, how are you going to do it? The news? No. You're going to do it with a reality show because that's what we all watch, right?
Yeah.
So to me, there's many things that feel like they're starting to do like this, right? We have government release of information. We have the stuff going on at Skinwalker Ranch. We have the Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp stuff coming to the surface. We also have other countries that are starting to release lots of information. Dr. Greer is talking about the Boogospheres and how they did all the testing on the Boogospheres. Now, obviously, I don't know any of this firsthand, but my radar tends to be pretty good on stuff. And there's plenty that I listen to and I'm like, no. But there's some that I'm like, okay, hold on a minute, Yeah. So I think we just need to be open and available and willing to see what's there. Yes, Brazil released a bunch of stuff.
I was just watching the Skinwalker Ranch is too scary for me. Ooh, let's dive into fear. I'd like to kick that in the butt, kick that fear right in the rear. Okay. All right.
I like Skinwalker Ranch. The reason I like it is because they are scientists and they're using the scientific method to test these things, and they test them more than once, and they record all of the data. They share what works. They share what doesn't work. Dr. Taylor is the first one to say, "I don't know what this is, but it's something," and I can respect that.
On.
I can respect that. I can respect someone who says, "I don't know what it is, but I know it's something and it's unusual and we need to test it." And my personal theory, because you didn't ask, I'm going to tell you. I think Skinwalker Ranch has a portal.
Yes.
And I think it operates like a garage door opener, right? So that signal that they pick up every single time is, I feel, a call and return signal, just like a garage door. It sends out the signal. If it gets a return, the portal will open, right? And that's what I think is going on there. And to me, that feels like some of the most logical things, right? The most logical way to look at it is like a garage door opener. It's all frequency.
I have never thought of it as a garage door opener. I do believe in portals. I know they exist. I just do. And so I've always felt too that they were going in and out of portals. I think Bigfoots do that too.
I think a lot of stuff probably does that.
Ice too.
But what's
Yeah.
really cool about Skinwalker Ranch is some of the measurements that they've done, you can literally see the portal. You can see it. You can,
Yes. Uh-oh. Did I get kicked out or did she? I'm still moving. Can you guys hear me?
I'm still
Okay,
here.
cool. You froze. Or did you just freeze for me? You were like,
I think you were still moving and fine. I could still see myself
I was
moving and
moving.
fine. But I do live in Florida now, and it's starting to enter rainy season, and we get these big pop-up storms that are just intense, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. That's crazy. So, portals and stargates. Yes, all those things. It's her. It's who?
It's me.
Oh, it's you.
It must be me. I don't know. So on YouTube, I will say on YouTube and the broadcast, there is a delay. So they see it a few seconds after it happens. So
Oh. Because I was like, we already had this conversation. That's okay. That's cool.
there's a little bit of a delay. That's just how it works. Yeah.
Aaron froze. Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Hey, thank you so much, Crocodile Monty. Crocodile Monty just gifted 5 memberships on my YouTube channel. That's fantastic. Thank you so much.
That's fabulous.
I was stuck. Yeah.
Oh.
So what's the difference between portals and stargates? Great question. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea. When I think of a portal, I think of a collapsing of space. So if you've ever seen the movie Interstellar, they talk about this in the movie where there's a black hole, and they talk about how if you want to go from this point to this point,
Stargate.
going like this is going to take too long. So you have to find a way to bend space and bring the pieces together so it's a quick jump. That's what I picture when I hear the word portal. When I hear the word Stargate, it feels to me, probably because I used to love the show Stargate and I have watched every episode. To me, a Stargate is like a doorway to another physical location, like a planet, rather than just folding space. It feels like I walk off of Earth and onto Alpha Centauri or whatever.
So what I just heard in my head, and I wrote down, is Stargate is a system of alignment. Portal is a doorway. So
okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. So Stargate is a system of alignment. Okay.
I have a funny story about Stargate really quickly. So I'm a huge fan of the show. If you guys have never watched it, it's old now. It's definitely dated, but you can find it on Netflix. And actually, fun fact, Jason Momoa got his start on Stargate Atlantis, just saying. So anyway, I love the show so much. So one year for Christmas, somebody bought me a sticker for my car that goes in the front windshield that looks like an official US government sticker. And it says Stargate program, Cheyenne Mountain, and it had the year, right? And it looks very official. But it's just from the TV show. And at some point I got a crack in my windshield and I had to get it replaced. And I didn't even think about it. And I go to pick up my car and the poor guy was like, ma'am, I really worked hard to get the sticker off and get it onto your new car. I know that they are really tricky about those stickers and you got to have them. And I'm looking at him going, what? And he's, yes, ma'am, I know you must work for the government. I saw your sticker and I was like, oh, I did not have the heart to tell this poor person that he just spent hours getting that sticker carefully off of my old windshield and putting it on my new windshield. And it was just from a TV show. I was like, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But it was just from the TV show because it's, yeah, Stargate the show. It's fantastic. They're rebooting it. I heard they're rebooting it. Don't know if it's true. I hope they do. But it was great. And I didn't know what to say. I was like, thank you.
Hi, Jessica.
Yeah, like a DOD sticker. It says Department of Defense Stargate program, Cheyenne Mountain, and it has the year. Like anybody who was going on to a base would have to have.
Yeah. But those would be up in your window. Was it up in your window?
It was in my window.
Oh, okay.
Exactly where it would go. Because I didn't realize that people didn't know that wasn't not real. Like I thought everybody knew that was a TV show. Now, to be fair, the government did have a program that they ran called Project Stargate. It's in the CIA documents. You can look it up. You can find it. It was about, I think, remote viewing is what it was about. It's unrelated. It's just the name they borrowed, you know.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to throw this one up on the screen because this one, a lot of talk about us not going to war over oil, but actually over the land. That shocked me in the least bit.
yeah, nothing. I don't. Yeah.
This one.
I
Okay. I got to pull this one up too. How do I get through fear if I have to pee at 3 a.m.? So I have a client who was very fearful because she had a spirit in her home. So she was very fearful of going to the kitchen. And I kept telling her, you just have to do it. You're fine. You just have to do it. So basically, how you get through fear is just moving through it. You have to look at it and face it. You can't run from it and get over it. You just can't.
I'm curious, what is the fear though? What are you fearful is going to happen? Because if you can put a name to it, it's like naming a demon, right? You know, when you watch about exorcisms, they say, tell me your name. And when it tells you your name, it has no power. Fear is the same thing. If you can name your fear and figure out what exactly you're afraid of, and then kind of drill down on, well, where did that come from? Where did I learn that I needed to be fearful of this? Because none of us are born with fear. Fear is a learned thing. So it came from somewhere.
Multiple times.
Yeah, she was putting it in the chat a lot, but
oh, okay.
But that's okay. I mean, I think with any fear, you have to kind of do your best to look at, for me at least, I'm a very logic-oriented person. If I can use my logic, it disarms my fear because a lot of times the fear is illogical, right? So
or
that's
your
indoctrination
showing up for you.
Which is still illogical because it came from outside of self, right? So again, it's like if you can drill it down and go, well, what am I actually afraid of? What do I really genuinely think? Like, what do you think is going to happen? You know? Passing in front of a mirror scares you? Don't look at the mirror.
And what scary beings are in there? So you were born with dominion, and once you know that, you have all the power you need. It's that simple. Getting there may not be that simple, but once you know it, it's that simple. I mean, I floated down these, well, you can't see my stairs, but I have stairs over here. And I had something where I was pretty sure the kid from Salem's Lot was floating outside my window. If you know, you
that
know.
would scare me because he was a vampire.
Oh,
no fun.
I flew down the stair. I don't think I hit a single stair.
But Lauren, to just remind you, you are the most powerful being in your world. Yeah. Nothing can hurt you. Nothing can affect you or hurt you unless you have a belief that it can do so. You are the creator of your reality. You are the architect of your experience. And unless you give permission to something in some way, it has zero power over you. That's why curses don't work, y'all. The curse works because someone goes, I curse you, and you go, oh my God, I'm cursed.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Great. So now you're going to have law of attraction, which is one of the strongest laws in the universe. Number 2 is going to start going, well, here's a reason, here's a reason, here's a reason, here's a reason. If someone goes, you're cursed, and you go, nah, I'm good. Law of attraction is like, here's a reason to be good, here's a reason to be good, here's a reason to be good. You are the most powerful person in your entire experience, but you have got to believe that to be so. You have to.
Yeah, you absolutely do. You have to trust yourself and know. It's like the vampire movies, they all wear a cross and they're safe. Is the cross making them safe, or is their belief in the power of it making them safe?
Same thing with spells. I mean, there's nothing wrong with using a spell. There's nothing wrong with doing these things. If
it's a prayer.
But it's very much like, I agree with Bashar. These are just permission slips. We all have access to absolutely everything, but we have blockages in our physical human brain processing based on where we are, the environment we're in, the way we were raised, the people we're around, the things we believe. And so we have to sometimes use these permission slips to get around it. It's like going through the side door, right? But over time, the permission slip becomes less important because you start to become confident in yourself. You know, like, for example, reading tarot cards, like, if anyone has ever had a private session with me, they will tell you I don't even touch my cards because I don't need them for that. I use them on live because it's the fastest way to get the information to you. Because if I'm sitting there and I'm pulling it down, it takes me longer because
Yeah.
it doesn't just populate, right? So, you know,
Well, this is a good one. Infinite intelligence is within us. That's why you always hear that cliche, come within. Everything you need is within you. It's in all those it's all within you.
yes.
I'm
And
within, grasshopper.
I want to add to that, though. I do believe that we all have access to infinite intelligence. However,
Absolutely do.
the human brain is limited in its capacity to understand certain concepts because we live in a 3D constructed reality. So if you're trying to look beyond something that is more dimensional than 3D, your human brain does not necessarily have the processing power to understand that, right? So you have to give yourself some grace. There are some concepts out there that I just personally believe that our human brain is not capable of fully grasping everything. And that's, we can get tangled up in that, but your human brain is limited. It just is. It's part of the 3D environment. So sometimes I think, can I just close my eyes and understand how everything works in the world? No, because this
No,
physical
yeah.
physical vessel is not designed to do that. But everything I need to know about me, absolutely.
Yeah.
1000%. Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's what most people come to us for, is to learn about themselves. And that is actually in here, but you can also access other worldly information. But I feel like it's like building a house. You have to start with a foundation and then you build upon that, and then you have access to more. It's just like going to elementary school. You start learning, and then
Right.
yeah, and then you open your brain up to that aspect, that piece of information.
Right. I like this question. What are your ladies' thoughts on not remembering your dreams, but you have something to remember, right? So for me, I have always received from my guides, whenever I ask this question, that if you don't remember your dreams, there's a reason you don't remember your dreams. And sometimes it's because you're learning something that isn't applicable. I hate that word. It's hard for me to say. It isn't applicable to where you are right now. And should you understand or receive that information, it could muddy the water, so to speak, right? So my guides have always called this night school, right? Where your etheric body is learning something that your physical body is not there for, and this fuels part of your clairvoyance. You just know something in the moment. Well, you got it somewhere, and night school is one of those places that you get it. In my own personal experience, if I go through a period where I don't remember my dreams for any length of time, almost always within a few days of starting to remember, something will happen and I'll have a knowledge that I didn't realize I previously had in the moment. And it's because I learned it wherever,
Yeah.
and it just wasn't applicable to where I was in the moment. That's what I've always received. Is that 100% right? I don't know, but that's what my guides have always told me. So that's what I subscribe to typically.
Yeah, and you have access to it when you need it. It's like, anybody ever have their ears ringing? When you have your ears ringing, just acknowledge it and say, I received this download. Your body is downloading the information that you need when that's happening. Okay. So you just acknowledge it and know that whatever it is, you'll have it available to you when you need it. It's like instant recall. You're just storing it.
Right. Don't get too tangled up in trying to remember it, because then you're going to drive yourself crazy. And then you start questioning other things. Yeah. You guys, you can't push too hard on some of this stuff. Being in alignment is about allowance. It's not about working hard. It's not about trying. It's not about chasing. It's about sitting still and allowing. Yeah. And that's some of the hardest things to do, because we have all grown up in a society that has told us in order to get or do anything, you have to work. But that's not necessarily the case.
No, a lot of times we have to let it happen as much as we want to. I was trying to look at this. My son passed away. I knew his life was going to be short. Part of me thinks I've healing. The other part of me thinks my brain was literally blocked out his passing. How can I open up those blockages? So I don't know if I grasp that completely. Um, believe I do believe that our souls imprint on us that something is going to happen. I felt my son would leave this world as well. I always had this fear when he would leave the house. That was there. I never quite understood it. Obviously, I do now. So, and as far as blocking out his passing, we can absolutely do that. We can absolutely do that. Do you feel like you've not moved through? Do you feel like you've not faced? But here's the thing, too. Um, Healing isn't a once and done. It is an ongoing, especially losing a child or somebody that's that close to you. It doesn't just stop. I'm 16 years in and it didn't stop for me. I've had some really epic meltdowns, in fact. So it's a continuing process, but you have to show up for yourself because they're fine. And most people I talk to in my work they know that. They know their loved one's fine. Now they're trying to deal with their trauma and their grief. And you also kind of rebuild who you are when you lose somebody like that. You're not the same person. You can't be, and you're not supposed to be. It is supposed to change you. Grief is absolutely going to and supposed to change you to move you into your next phase of life. And we get stuck and we block that. So if you feel like you're not growing, that's where you absolutely could be blocked.
Yeah. I also want to go back real quick to the dream
Yes.
thing. There are things that you can take into your body that will also block REM sleep. So chemical things that you can put in your body that
Yeah.
will block REM sleep. So, it could also be that, but I don't put any chemicals in my body, rarely. So for me, if I'm not remembering my dreams, my guides have always told me that that's night school. That doesn't mean necessarily that it's going to be night school or whatever for everybody. I can only tell you what I've received, but I can also say that I've had several clients that are like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense," So I
Yep.
just wanted to go back and make sure I answered that.
That's great. I did like this, and I wholeheartedly believe this. They're feeding the collective, and that's what the media does. That's what the news does. That's what TV does. They feed the collective. They tell us this is going to happen, and every single one of us start thinking it's going to happen while everybody is watching. But I think you get the idea. Yeah, absolutely, we bring it 100%.
Law of attraction is real, y'all, and it is not playing around.
No.
Law of attraction has slapped me so hard sometimes that I'm like, did I lose my teeth in that one? Because law of attraction, you guys, is neutral. It does not care if you want it or not. If you're focused on it, if you're broadcasting it, guess what you're getting? And that's hard to learn because I think most of us as human beings spend a lot of time focused on the things we don't want. And so we get more of things we don't want, and learning to let go of that and turn and focus on something that you do want is really hard to do because then people tell you that you're ignoring the world or you're burying your head in the sand. No, I'm well aware. I know enough. I know what I need to know. I am actively, consciously choosing to not focus on the things that make me feel bad. Why would I do that? They make me feel bad. So I'm going to focus on something that helps me feel better,
Yeah.
I'm going to take this sweater off. I'm about to burn up. Hold on.
Are you? I'm surprised. How warm is it in Florida? Is it toasty? It's toasty.
Whew, okay.
Oh, this one. I dream others' deaths. I stopped telling anyone years ago. My last brother didn't listen. Well, you're not making it happen, honey. So whether or not that's a hard one because if I were to go around and tell people that they were going to die, that's going to create a lot of trauma. So
Yeah.
you have to be very careful with that kind of energy or that kind of information and how you're sharing it. And it may not be, and I know you said that people die when you have the dream, but what if they don't? Some may not. Maybe it is a dream of shifting and changing. I know for myself, when I have dreams of somebody dying, it's usually a change in the relationship with them, or they're getting ready to go through something. I've also noticed that dreams of death can typically be signs of birth because it is a birth in a sense. So,
Yeah.
and you didn't
Well,
say you were going around telling people that other than,
right. Well, the death card in tarot is not about death. It's
no,
about transition. So
yes.
it's one of my favorite cards in the deck. And it's funny because my bestie, she's terrified of that card. And every time I ask her, you want me to pull cards for you? She's like, no. What if I get a death card? And I'm like, it would be great if you got a death card. She's like, no, I don't want it. So, but I can understand how scary that would be. I really can understand how scary that would be. And, I'm not someone who's prophetic in nature. The information I receive is not typically prophetic. Every once in a while, I'll get a glimpse of something, but that's not how my energy tends to work. I tend to work in the moment. So
Yeah.
it's not something that I have ever had to deal with, but I would say discretion is key, right?
It's,
If you go up
it's
to someone
huge.
who's having a hard time and you say, I had a dream you're going to die tomorrow. Okay. Weird, right? Like my mom, here's a perfect example. My mom, when she was like 18 years old, she went to a psychic and the psychic told her she was going to die when she was 83 years old. She remembers to this day that psychic saying that, and she is counting the day. She's like, I'm going to die when I'm 83 years old. She is dead convinced of, and I'm like, Mom, come on, don't. And she's like, she told me this. So her whole life for 40 years now, she's had this in the back of her mind. And to me, that's
Oh,
terrifying.
that is
That would
terrifying.
scare
And
me.
that's awful to do to
Right.
somebody.
And that's what I said. I said, Mom, that's not something that's really in line with integrity when it comes to this line of work.
Mhm.
And maybe you should think of it that way. And she goes, no, she said that. And I was like, all right, well, okay. I can't change that, but you have to use your discretion, and it can be hard. I used to struggle because if I was doing a reading for someone and something was coming up that I didn't want to tell them, I would not tell them. And then my guides had a very clear conversation with me.
Yeah.
And they told me, you are not allowed to do that. This message is not for you. You are to deliver what is told to you, and it's not for commentary. It's for you to pass it through. You are simply a radio, is basically what they told me.
Yeah.
And my guide made it incredibly clear to me that should I continue to censor my readings, I would no longer receive the information.
Well, and Spirit knows a lot. They're a lot wiser than we are.
Right.
They have the infinite intelligence and they see things and they feel things and they understand things that we couldn't. I have had
Right.
child molesters come through a reading to tell their person that they're so sorry and that if they could take it away, they would, but they need them to heal and to move forward. And nobody wants to talk to that person.
Right.
So, but there's a reason that is coming through, and it's never to cause harm. It is always because healing needs to take place. Always because healing needs to take
Right.
place.
So, I mean, I tend to be, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Wednesday Addams, the show on Netflix. I freaking love it. It's adorable. She says in there that there's two types of whatever we are, psychics, whatever you want to call it. She says ravens and doves, right? Ravens tend to be more towards the shadow and the doves tend to be more towards the light. There's nothing wrong with either one. I am 100% a dove. I am all about, I want to tell you that your life is amazing and you're fantastic. And so when something comes up and I'm like, so is there something going on with maybe somebody you work with and they're like, oh my God, yes. And I'm like, oh crap, now I have to tell you,
Yeah.
that
I'll
happens.
say
That's a
no,
real
let
thing.
you off the hook.
Yeah, it's a real thing. It happens,
Yeah.
Death is my favorite card too.
Yeah. I've seen some pretty horrific stuff coming up for people that I just am like, I don't even think I want to put that in their energy, but maybe I can help them protect themselves, So
Mhm.
it's like, we don't want to put that on anybody, but at the same time, is it going to help?
Right. I've never received, to be fair, I've never received anything that when I said it to the person that they were surprised. Usually it's a confirmation of something that they have already been thinking about,
Yeah.
and I just am confirming it for them, regardless of how uncomfortable it makes me feel. It has been incredibly rare that I say something and the person is completely shocked.
Yeah.
Usually it's like, yeah, I thought that's what was going on. I'm like, oh, okay.
Shit. I had a reading a couple of months ago where I was picking up some stuff for a police officer. True, but I kept seeing this. You're getting a new car. No, I'm not. You're getting a new cop car. No, I'm not. Well, guess what? Shh, got a new cop car.
Right.
So, well, shit. So there are sometimes, and as a medium and a psychic, when I do pick up those pieces of information and somebody can't take it because it's coming in the future, I tend to think, well, have I lost my shit today? Because they don't know what I'm talking about. So
Oh, yeah.
it is pretty validating though when that's confirmed.
Right.
So
Just because we do this all the time, that doesn't mean I don't have doubt. I absolutely doubt. I absolutely question. I wouldn't be human if I didn't, because some of the stuff I receive feels so left field that I'm reluctant to even say it sometimes, but it's always right,
yeah,
and even if in the moment the person is like, I don't know where that fits, I 100% without fail, I will get an email later and they'll be like, oh my God, I figured it out.
yeah.
Okay.
I do the same thing. I'm like, if I give somebody a piece of information and they're like, no, and I'll be like, at this stage, if my guides push me and say yes, I'm like, yes. I had a client who had a brother in spirit she didn't even know existed. His name was Michael. That was 2017. I wrote down all the information, even though she couldn't take it and didn't think it was hers. 2 years later, I got an email from her. Her brother Michael was given up for adoption prior to her birth, and he had a daughter by the name of Monica. It's on my website, by the name of Monica, who had his death certificate and had DNA. So that's why I just am like, well, I'm hearing it, so we're just going to write that shit down.
Yeah.
Okay. I do want to touch on this one. This is a good one. I am often being watched over and guided in some dreams. Like they are my dream. Yes, you have guides. You have dream guides. They'll watch over you. When you go to bed tonight, ask them to step in. I notice nightmares are amping up too. It's coming up a lot I have people reaching out to me saying, oh my God, my dreams are this, my dreams are this. So when you go to bed tonight, ask your team of guides to lift you up a level so that you're not stuck in the lower density. You can still work stuff out in the higher realms. You don't have to go into the dark, deep, dark stuff. Ask them to lift you up as you go to bed. Okay. Okay. Oh, is that all the questions?
Well, Myra says, I've gone through so much oops, it moved. I have gone through so much unexpected, but understand there's a reason why. I just don't understand why. Welcome to the club. Welcome.
Welcome, friend.
Often I see in my own experience, in my own personal experience, and in my clients' experiences, tower moments are right before big leaps. A lot of stuff has to come undone before you can move forward, because where you are frequency wise and where you want to be frequency wise don't match. So you have to let go of all of the things that are moving slower, the lower frequency, lower meaning slower moving, not bad, lower moving frequencies. You cannot hold on to that and resonate with something that's moving faster. So often we have these big tower moments where it feels like literally everything is falling apart all at once, but it has to, because you cannot go where you're going and stay where you are. It is all about matching frequency, all of it.
Yeah, I like this one too. So fives are all about change. Whenever I get a lot of fives for myself or for others, I'm like, buckle up, buttercup, because it is getting ready to shift. Shift is hitting the fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this comment too. I hear you, Erin. I want all dove. When I get Raven messages to give, I sit and have discussions with Yahweh. I am told to just give it. I lose the argument. Yeah, me too. I mean, my guide was very direct. with the whole, you're not allowed to censor the data that you're given. You are simply a radio. And at first I was a little butthurt about that. I'm like, pardon me,
Not
I
a,
am quite more than a radio. But no, when I'm channeling, when I'm receiving, I am meant to be like a straw, not a sponge. It's meant to pass through and out. And that's why I don't remember. I will have zero recollection of anything I told you, which is why I record all my sessions, because I go back and make notes. But I will have zero memory of anything I have said to you, because I am not meant to retain that information. I am meant to pass along that information.
yeah. I wanted to respond to this one because it sounds like the thought might be that you have to have bad dreams to process trauma. That is absolutely incorrect. At least not now. That's where I can be not so humble about it, huh? So I hope to help people be able to process that without having the intense trauma in a dream or waking up with the big nightmares, because I have learned that you can do that and not have those difficult wake up sweating, wake up scared to death, wake up running. Ask your guides to lift you up. Just try it. Just
Right.
try it.
I'm literally hearing, you have to give your human brain an alternative way to process it, because that's how the human brain defaults, is it processes information, right? So if you have traumas to process and you don't have any other tools or methods, then that's what your brain will default to. So you have to create the alternative. Go to therapy, do your spiritual work, do your stuff, give it an alternative outlet, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, your brain, it has to process it somehow. And if you're blocking everything else, then that's the only way it knows how.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. Something that I learned too, when we leave our physical body, a lot of people will talk about they have visited hell, NDEs. I went to hell and I went to here. And what is actually happening, what I've been shown is actually happening, is you're getting stuck in what you have, your belief system, because you have to work through that as you're leaving your body. So I just tell people, just know that your soul is safe and you're going to the light and you're going to go meet your family and your loved ones, because you do move through that indoctrination. So if you think there's going to be hell, that'll be your first stop.
Wade, thank you so much for coming by. Yeah. So something that someone said to me once that really made a lot of sense to me was, they said, whatever, at the moment of death, whatever you think is going to happen is what's going to happen, because
Yeah.
that's your expectation. And should something else happen, you may not even recognize that you did, right? So if you are stuck in your mind and convinced yourself that you are a terrible person and you're going to hell, you may have a hellish experience as you die. But the moment you call out or say, I don't want to do this, I don't want to be here, it stops. But something has to make you realize you're dead, y'all, because it's one of the most beautiful descriptions of death I ever heard was, someone said, I was alive and then I was more alive. It wasn't like I was alive and then I was dead. And so if you're going through something like that, imagine you have to be able to understand that you're not here. So whatever you think is going to happen is what's going to happen, which is why I fully believe that death doulas are so valuable, right? When my dad was dying, one of the most valuable things I saw happen was someone sit down with him and say, what do you think is going to happen when you die? And he said it, and they said, but why do you think that? Talk to me about that. Not once did this person impose their beliefs on him, not once, but she gave room for him to talk himself through his fears, so that by the time death approached him, he was no longer looking at it in a fearful state,
Yeah. I got to sit beside the bed of a few people who were in a coma, and I will tell you, they only shared things that would make people laugh. They were just like, we're okay, I'm okay. I'm not a death doula, but I did a reading for a family where the young man was terminal and he knew he was passing, and was able to connect him with his guides so that he knew that they were going to greet him. And a grandmother, if I'm not mistaken, his grandmother stepped forward and also said, I will be there for you when it's your time, so that you're not just stuck, and that you're so loved and so protected. Okay.
Right.
This one is asking for help from ETs. What if I'm asking for help from ET spirit guides? I've been doing that lately. How can I do this better? I do have, well, I call gifts abilities. I don't call them really gifts just because I believe we all have them. Those are your clairs, so you absolutely have those. And you get better with them by utilizing them. So,
Stop trying so hard.
yeah,
Stop trying
allow.
so hard. Stop chasing after it. Just sit with it. Just allow it. There's so much that comes through. People are receiving so much all day long. They just don't allow it or they don't recognize it,
Yes,
right?
she
Have you
needs to. She needs to channel by scribbling. They just had me start scribbling. She needs to start. So just get yourself like I'm always doodling or scribbling for information to flow. Um, you don't even have to write words. Just whatever. But they're saying you need to start doing that. I'm sorry, Erin. I didn't mean to.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
But don't try so hard.
Yeah. 100%.
Effort will block you because you feel like you have to earn it.
Don't
It's
chase
freely
it.
given.
Yeah.
And it happens a lot more often. How many times have you guys been in the middle of a conversation and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, what? What are we talking about? Hello,
Yeah.
channel. Hello, channel.
This this is a good question. I would say probably not, just because my belief is that dreams are very personal to you, and I think I don't know about you, but I have helped people interpret their dreams just based on um, having them ask themselves, "What does this mean to you? What does this mean to you? How do you feel about this?" So many people would be so interested. The dream realm has been active. It has been incredibly active. The dream realm is, well, because we're doing a lot of healing there. We're doing a lot of healing there. Activation
Well,
is
and the
starting.
collective frequency is rising. The faster the frequency moves, the broader the perspective. So
Yeah.
you're receiving more because the frequency of Earth and humanity has increased. So the perspective is also broadening a bit.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't know what that means. Have you ever used a Ouija board? A Ouija board. You can use those safely if you protect your energy. It's just most people don't. Um, I would just call in light and protect your energy and be very clear about who and what you're willing to connect with. That is my belief system. I do a lot of work with. That's a lie. I do monthly sessions with Kadrick Olson, and he's shadow worker extraordinary, and he loves Ouija boards and seances and all the things that we would deem to be a little more on the dark side. But because my belief system is I don't need to, because I'm a medium and I can talk, and so can you. Just for the record, you do not need a board to make that. It's just a lot of people.
Permission slip.
People want tangible. They want something they can see moving and spell it out because they maybe aren't trusting what they're receiving.
Thank you. Love and light bitches. I love your name.
Love and light bitches.
Wendy,
That's
thank you
my
so much. I
favorite.
appreciate that.
Oh,
Miriam, did I get your email? I don't think I did. But to be fair, a lot of emails, because I have a business account, they go routed to my junk mail and I don't even get a chance to see them. I try to check my junk mail a lot, but I forget. You could try to, you could try to send it again. I think that's awesome that you saw a ship. That's fantastic.
I'm pretty sure I've seen some that look like clouds, and I'm like, I feel
Oh,
like
sure.
it's a ship.
Oh, sure. I've seen some stuff that I'm like, really? That's the best you can cloak yourself? Because,
Right. Because you're not faking it so well today.
Well, I think dreams too, you have to be careful because it's based on your worldview. How you grew up and your belief system is going to shape a lot of what your dreams say. So someone who's American is not going to get the same thing from someone who's like Brazilian, maybe, because the cultures are different. And so
Yeah.
what you assign meaning to in your culture changes, right? So that's kind of why I have a hard time with blanket dream interpretation, because I'm American. I'm very American. So I have no cultural reference outside of my little bubble, right?
Yeah.
But someone who grew up in Brazil or Peru or Antarctica is going to have a very different frame of reference for things, right?
Yeah.
Me seeing a giant fish might be scary. Someone seeing a giant fish in Iceland might be a victory. I have no idea. Like that you have to be careful about blanket assumptions of things.
Yeah. I think it's good to have somebody who's intuitive can pop in there with you and kind of help you feel what that is. I liked this one because she says, I hear a drop into your heart, but I don't know how that feels. So for me, dropping into my heart, which took me a long time to figure that out, was just to bring my energy and my thoughts here and just be in this place of love. And then you start letting yourself feel that. That is one of the things you do when you're connecting with animals as well, because it
Yeah.
helps put you on their frequency. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Dropping, oops, sorry, go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say, letting that energy run through your body and marrying it with the thing you love the most and the thing that makes you feel the most loved.
Yeah, I was going to say when I'm starting out my meditation, the dropping into my heart or connecting into my heart space, what that looks like is I start going through everything in my mind that I love. I love a sunny day. I love the warm weather. I love a cool breeze. I love fresh ice cream. I mean, whatever. I start going through that. And what that does is it builds that frequency in your body, and that frequency expands. And then you start to welcome in more things. I don't physically feel my chakras in my body. I don't know if that's what you're trying to do. I have never physically felt them in my body. Um, I For me, I get images all the time. So if there's something going on in a chakra, I see it in my mind. I don't feel it in my physical body. Some people feel it in their physical body maybe, but I don't. So it's hard for me to say that, you
Well,
know?
like gurgling in your stomach and you're not hungry, that's your solar plexus. So that's your body's talking to you all the time. Little pains in your chest and you're not having a heart attack, that's your heart chakra. Same throat issues. People who've had thyroid cancer, typically people who suppress, that energy has to go somewhere. So if you're somebody who's suppressing a lot, think twice about that. That doesn't give you free, I was going to say free will, free whatever, free pass to be a jerk. You still have to, say things in a way that isn't so horrible, but you do have to speak your truth too. You have to speak up. You have to be authentic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like this question. Aaron, the energy we're getting from the sun, is that also expanding our energetic fields? I think it's giving you the option, right? It's still your choice, right? The energy is offered to us. It is our choice if we choose to receive or not receive that energy. But what my understanding of what we're receiving with this, all this stuff on the Schumann and everything that's going on, is it's kind of like, I'm trying to think of it. It's like spices, right? So you can make food and it's fine, but the more spices you add, the better it tastes, the more embodied it feels. Like it's kind of like that. So when we're receiving the big white energy, it is literally conducive conditions for expansion. But if you are going through a release, if you're focused on something else, then it's okay. It's not like it's like, well, you don't get it because you weren't paying attention. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay. But it's conducive conditions. It's like the conditions are ripe for, right? So nothing is ever forced on you. It's just the conditions are ripe for something.
Okay. Well said. Well done. Well done, Erin. This feels sort of like she's got guides visiting. Um,
I think you meant to
thanks.
click the one
Oh,
above
that's
it.
not the one that I meant. Sorry, but thank you. Shit. Insights. Having a man, this is the one. Having a man talking to me in my dreams, like even if I get up to go to the restroom and then go back to sleep, I am back in the dream. Yeah, I think that is how your guides are working with you, is through that. So as we're falling asleep and as we're waking up are the easiest times for spirit to connect, and as we're sleeping, of course. So as you're falling asleep, that state right there is where your guides can come in and start imprinting on you. So that stuff will stay with you through your waking. When you wake up the next day, you may not remember everything that was said, but there may be some deja vu throughout your day, like, oh, they said this was going to happen, I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I can't meditate in the quiet. Like it's so hard. My brain is too busy. I am a big fan of active meditation.
I like this too.
So I want to remind everyone the whole purpose of meditation, the whole point of meditation is to calm your energy down, to entrain your energy to a calmer state so that what you're receiving all day long can flow naturally into your space rather than only when you sit down and focus. So if whatever you're doing brings a sense of joy or flow, that's a meditation. Anything you do where you look down and you go, oh my gosh, it's been an hour, that's a state of meditation. You're in flow. Any athlete or artist can tell you about that feeling. That's flow. So I think we need to get out of our heads about meditation is only like these, because that doesn't work for a lot of people. My brain is way too busy for that. My greatest meditations, quite honestly, happen when I'm driving or when I'm walking or when I'm giving my brain something to do so that my metaphysical side can relax and open up.
Yeah. I love that. I prefer guided meditations myself, or where you're doing the energy transfer. I like those a lot as well.
Yeah, you just have to figure out a way that works for you. And don't be too worried about, am I doing it
Doing it
right?
right.
Yeah,
That
don't.
is the biggest thing. People are like, I'm not doing it right. Or like if emotions come up, I'm not doing it right. Well, you're doing it exactly right, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. The emotions come up so that you can heal them, so you can look at them, so that you can thank them, so you can process them. So all the
Right.
shit you buried is gonna come up and say, hey, hi, how you doing?
Right.
Okay. All right, kids. I do need to close because I'm hoping to have enough sunshine to go ride my pony for horse for a while.
All right. Well, real quick before we go,
Yes.
I have a couple workshops coming up. One this Saturday with Sam from Spirituality with Sam. We're doing a channel panel. Basically, you can come to the Zoom session and you can ask all your questions about channeling. She is going to walk us through it. We're going to talk about the different ways that the two of us channel, because each of us channel so differently that we thought, wouldn't it be great to show that it's not about it has to look exactly the same, that it happens in different ways. So if you want tickets to that, they're still available. Also, the next Saturday, I have a workshop coming up with Rob, the guy who makes my cards, you guys. If you love those
Nice.
cards, you can come to the workshop with Rob, and he's going to talk you through working with these cards, and it's going to be a great workshop. And then I have one more. If you are a parent or know a parent of a kiddo who's really connected, okay, I have friends who have a kid like that, and they just created a whole community to support you as parents and to offer you tools to work with these kiddos. And I'm going to be doing a free live broadcast with them June 3rd. So it's a Wednesday evening at 8:00, live broadcast free, where you can come and ask all your questions about how to work with your psychic kids, how to support your psychic kids, because they are really becoming the thing. And that all these kids that are coming through right now, they are connected, man. They're the new wave, and they're very connected, and it's hard as parents sometimes to know how to work with that. So these people have done a lot of work to give you resources to help with that. So those are the things I have coming up. You can find tickets to that or any private session on my website, which is just simply consciouslyerin.com. Please remember, I only have one TikTok, one YouTube, one Facebook, and one Instagram. I have so many imposter accounts.
Yeah,
It's
you do.
crazy. I cannot do anything about it. It doesn't matter if you tell me about it. It doesn't matter if you report them. They will still be there. But please be mindful when you are looking at accounts. Check the account. It takes a second to make sure it's the right one. Okay.
Yep.
Enough for my lecture for today. But I've gotten so many people lately going, did you know you have a fake account? Yes, sister. I got about 70 of them.
I think I just messaged you because somebody followed me and I was like, no,
Yeah.
go.
It's just, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. Just block them. And some of these accounts have 10,000 followers, you guys. I don't even know how that happens, but it's, it's not me. It's not me.
Yeah. Shit. All right. So I have social media is on, most of my following is on Facebook. I am trying to build my YouTube up and my TikTok. I have a love-hate relationship, so I'm working on that.
Oh yeah.
It is a thing. And so my website is melissahinian.com. It's just my name.com. I have a Patreon page too where I'm doing a lot of teaching about the praying mantis hands, teaching about energy, teaching. I like to cover everything. I'm in it all. I want to know this. I want to know all of the things. I want to understand the things, and I want to help people debunk fear. Is my biggest thing. I was so indoctrinated with fear, and once I started to understand it and start to move through it, just like I feel like that's my mission in life most of the time is to help people realize that they're afraid of nothing. And it doesn't feel like nothing. Trust me, I get that. I thought I was chased by demons for a long time. I mean, it scared the shit out of me. So that's why when I say face them, that's why I say that. Face them.
Melissa, there's a comment I would love for you to address real quick from Samuel down
Okay.
here.
Direct. Oh, the pay. Do you pay me? If you book with me, you book through my website. So my website is melissahenyon.com. Because when I first started this, and Erin, you might have experienced this as well, I would have people book sessions with me and not show up. And this is when I wasn't even doing them at my home. I was meeting people in weird places because that's what you do. And that I would just be sitting there and they wouldn't show up. So now it's a prepay. So to book a session,
Yeah.
you do have to prepay.
Yes.
And that honors your time. It honors my time. Okay, so I hope that answered. I hope that's what you were asking.
Yeah.
So my website is Melissa Henyon, MELISSAHENYAN.com.
All right. You
Okay.
guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening. I'll be live on YouTube tomorrow morning doing readings if you want one. Otherwise, you can book a
Awesome.
private session. Melissa, go ride your horsey.
I'm gonna go ride my horse. She's just turning 4 this year, so we got to get her going. When I say we, I mean me. All right. Okay.
Awesome.
It was nice to visit with everybody. Erin, you hang tight and we'll close here.
Thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks, Chrissy.
We have the word shit for the 1,000. You're lucky all I said was shit.